For generations, the biblical stories of Moses and King Solomon have echoed across the world, etched into stone, recited in churches, and brought to life in countless films. But what if the versions we've been taught left out a crucial truth? What if two of the Bible's most iconic figures, Moses, the lawgiver, and Solomon, the wise king, were in fact black men of African descent? This idea, once dismissed as fringe, is now drawing renewed attention as historians, theologians, and cultural scholars dig into ancient texts, overlooked geography, and hidden clues buried in plain sight. Let's start with geography. The Bible's earliest stories unfold in North Africa and the Middle East, not Europe. Egypt, Ethiopia, Canaan, and Cush are frequently mentioned in both the Old and New Testaments. Moses, for instance, was born in Egypt and raised in Pharaoh's palace. Mistaken as an Egyptian by others, even centuries later, Egyptians were known to be dark-skinned. In Exodus 2:19, Moses is described by Midianite women as an Egyptian, which hints at his appearance. Egyptian royalty were not white Europeans, they were African. The deeper we look, the more Moses' life reflects African roots. Raised by an Egyptian princess, Moses fled to Midian, modern-day northwest Saudi Arabia, married Zipporah, the daughter of a Cushite, Ethiopian priest, and later led the Israelites out of Africa. His sister, Miriam, was punished for criticizing Moses for marrying a Cushite woman. Numbers 12:1. The text does not say foreign woman, it says Cushite, a term associated with black Africans. Why would his sister object unless Moses, too, shared similar features, making the match notable for reasons other than race? Then there's Solomon, the son of David and Bathsheba, ruler of Israel during its golden age and author of wisdom literature like Proverbs and Ecclesiastes. In Song of Songs 1:5, a woman says, "I am black and beautiful, O daughters of Jerusalem." Some scholars believe she is the Queen of Sheba. Others suggest she represents Solomon's ideal. Either way, the romantic and spiritual admiration is toward blackness, not away from it. Even more intriguing, Sheba, modern-day Ethiopia, Yemen, was known for its black African queens, and Solomon's legendary encounter with Sheba suggests deep cultural ties to Africa. Ancient Ethiopian tradition goes even further. The Kebra Nagast, a 14th-century Ethiopian chronicle, claims that the Queen of Sheba had a son by Solomon, Menelik III, who became the first emperor of Ethiopia and brought the Ark of the Covenant with him. This legend is so powerful it became the foundation for Ethiopia's Solomonic dynasty, which ruled for centuries and includes Emperor Haile Selassie. To this day, Ethiopian Christians believe Solomon was not only connected to Africa, but was part of its royal bloodline. So why has this been erased or ignored in popular culture? During the rise of European colonialism and the transatlantic slave trade, racial narratives were weaponized. Biblical figures were reimagined with white European features to reinforce the myth of white superiority. Paintings from the Renaissance onward depict Moses and Solomon as pale, bearded aristocrats, erasing their geographic and ethnic origins. Christianity was reshaped to serve empire, not truth. And in doing so, it buried the African roots of its foundational figures. But now, the truth is resurfacing. Scholars are revisiting ancient maps, reinterpreting scriptures, and challenging Eurocentric readings of the Bible. The resurgence of Afrocentric biblical scholarship is not about rewriting history, it's about restoring it. Recognizing Moses and Solomon as black men doesn't weaken the Bible's power, it deepens it. It reconnects African people to a sacred legacy they were once taught belonged to someone else. The spiritual and political implications are profound. The stories of Moses and Solomon are not just religious tales, they are cornerstones of moral law, leadership, and wisdom. And if these men were black, their legacy belongs not only to Israel or the church, but also to Africa. This truth, hidden for centuries under layers of colonization and whitewashing, is rising again, not to divide, but to heal. Because when history is told correctly, it doesn't take away from anyone, it expands the inheritance for all.